All right, welcome back. Episode 7 of Big Steaks and Protein Shakes. Felt like a long time coming for this episode. Last couple days.
Yeah, it has.
We've ran into some technical issues, but we are back.
We're back. We're underway. So it's good. It's good to be back. It's good to be here working.
Yeah.
All right, man. So episode 7. What do we got in store?
Man, so we're gonna talk about our word of the week this week. We'll go over that in a little bit, kind of what that means to us, maybe what it means to other people. We're gonna go over some big NFL moves that have happened the last couple of days. Probably won't go into super big depth about it, but I mean, a lot of stuff has happened, so
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy this week. We'll go over Angel's Angle. I think we might have to stick with that because I haven't heard anything new, and I can't think of anything new for it, so
All right.
we'll see.
I dig
I'm
it.
still pondering. We got a couple questions to answer, and then, might
Cool.
go over some father-son stuff. Yeah, see how it goes.
I dig it. All right. Let's get right into it. So, all right. Well, let's start with this. Let's talk about, before we jump into a word of the week or anything, let's talk a little bit about NFL.
Okay.
So NFL, obviously some big moves that happened. We got the one that makes no sense that just correlates exactly with, it's definitely not going to help Rodgers out at all. He will remain, the greatest loser of all time, in my opinion. But Devonta Adams is off, and he is now a
Raider, right? He's on the Raiders?
the Raiders.
Him and Derek Carr played in college, didn't they?
They did. Everybody's been posting pictures of them together in college. Like, fucking, I saw that cue. Won't you be my best friend? And that's my singing voice, guys. That's why I don't sing.
I don't know. I mean, like, the Raiders kind of made some big moves, man. They got Chandler Jones, too, on defense.
I think so. Okay, and this is going to be a hot take, but I think that was actually a downgrade.
I don't know.
Nassib was playing very well. He's younger. He's an up-and-coming player. Chandler Jones is a phenomenal player, but he's also older. He's gearing more towards the back end of his career. So I don't know. I think as a GM, you just traded youth and up-and-coming for established and outgoing.
That makes sense, but I think he wanted to play with Max Crosby, which I think both of them on the edge will be good because Chandler Jones still has a lot of potential left. Like, it's not like he's playing any worse, really. Like, he had that really good game last year and kind of I mean, it's hard to go back. Like, it's hard to do that back-to-back,
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, man, what happened to that play? Well, like, that's an exceptional game. Like, that doesn't happen every game, obviously. It depends who you're playing. Like, if the stars align for you. But him going there to play with Max Crosby, that's his name, right? That's the other DN. Yeah. I think it's going to be good. Like, I think the Raiders – so my, like, way too early prediction, I was talking to somebody about this, is, like, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have a much better year than he did last year because he didn't do it so hot, and I think he's going to use it.
Juju to the Chiefs, but at the same time, I think they need to bolster their O-line.
That whole division, dude, that's the new NFC West.
Yeah.
Like, the NFC West is not going to be great this next year. Like, the 49ers might be the best team, and I don't even know how well we're going to do.
Well, the whole NFC kind of fell apart with all the free agency and trades.
The entire NFC?
I mean, kind of. I mean, other than, you're looking at what? I mean, obviously it's going to sound like favoritism, but, like, the Niners have a strong team coming up, regardless of whether we have Jimmy G or not, because you have Trey Lance right behind him. I mean, the Seahawks were crap this last season, but, now they don't even – I mean, Russell Wilson is now in the AFC.
They traded Bobby Wagner, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I don't know what they're doing at all.
I don't know, but Pete Carroll's probably, getting old and needs to go to a nursing home with his Ellen.
He's not that old, is he?
Yeah, I forget how old he is. Hey, Siri, how old is Pete Carroll?
He's 70?
70 years old.
Jesus.
I mean, granted, like when I'm 70.
Does
I
not
don't
look
think-
70.
I don't know, but he looks like Ellen DeGeneres, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, man.
Oh, but yeah, so we got that. The Niners picked up the receiver from... No, not the receiver. Travarius Ward from Kansas City, so we stole their corner.
That'll be good. We need
picked
some
him
help
up.
on the outside.
We lost a couple key guys, though. A couple key guys on defense. We lost Street. We lost... who else went? Think... what was the other one? The one that went to the Jets.
Oh,
I don't remember. at the
Jaquiski
moment.
Tart? No.
No. Tart was testing free agency, I think, coming up, so we'll see if we lose him, which means we'll need another safety. But, I mean, it is what it is, but I still think the Packers made probably the worst move. And,
I don't know. They got their first and second round picks this next season.
Yeah,
It's
but
a strong wide receiver class.
the only receiver worth a shit that Aaron Rodgers had was Devonta Adams.
I don't know.
It is true. Like, the team consisted of Aaron Rodgers and Devonta Adams.
Who else is on the receiving core? I can't think of their
Exactly.
names. But, dude, no. They
They
had a really good receiving core.
They had a really good receiving core. Like a few years ago.
Nah.
See, but you don't even know their name.
Yeah, because I don't really follow the Packers. Like,
But you know who Devonta Adams is.
of course, because he was the best wide receiver in the league this last year.
I don't know. I think best wide receiver in the league. And again, I'm going to sound biased, but I think that was Diaz.
Alan Lazard. That guy's a beast.
What did he do this last year? He was a beast. Now he's okay. The fact that you're having to Google that.
See, okay. Like, Devonta Adams is open so much because Alan Lazard is so good. They had another guy, can't remember his name. It's, like, right there. He was also very good. So, like, you can't just double cover Devonta Adams and leave those guys open. And Aaron Rodgers makes things happen. Devonta Adams he runs such clean routes that, like, he makes shit happen.
No, I mean, it's a similar concept as to, what happened with, for example, Brandon Ayuk. The season before last, he was playing phenomenal. Everybody was like, oh, this kid's up and coming, blah, blah, blah. Beginning of the season, nothing. We barely see him. So I'm really wondering what his training camp was like, probably dropping balls all over the place. And then, all of a sudden, at the end of the season, going into playoffs, he starts playing lights out.
Yeah.
But there's times where just, players fall off, and I mean, I don't know.
I don't think Devonta Adams is going to be Devonta Adams without Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's going to be the number one receiver again.
I think there'll be an electric factor because he's playing with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And that's, reuniting with your old quarterback, like, that's going to bring
If that
some
chemistry's
shit,
still there, then...
But the factor is the O-line has to do their job, and the Raiders' O-line has not been great.
Yeah.
So,
And, I
who
mean,
knows?
Derek Carr's not the best quarterback.
No.
He's not a bad quarterback, but...
He's not, it's similar to a Jimmy G. Like, I mean, Derek Carr has a little more talent than Jimmy G, but at the same time, like, he's not necessarily going to take you all the way guaranteed just on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of like a Derek Carr situation. He's not going to take you all the way on his shoulders. Like, the defense has to do their job. Running backs have to do their job. Same thing with Jimmy G. Like, even, I mean, like, you take somebody like, I hate to say it, but like Mahomes. That guy can carry shit on his back, I mean, granted, he still needs his O-line to do a decent job, but, like, that guy can carry
He makes
the
it
team.
happen.
Yeah.
And that's why Aaron Rodgers is, like... It's so crazy because, like, that's the type of guy that should carry the team on his shoulders. But
He did, but he's getting older. I don't think he has the same capability, and I think he's, I think if I were Aaron Rodgers, I would have gone to a different team, to be honest. Like, because now he's going to enter another rebuild, and even if he plays for 2-3 years,
isn't he on a 4-year contract?
I think so. But I mean, he can retire and give up the contract. Look at Tom Brady. I'm going to retire. I'm unretiring. So apparently Tom Brady's not going to the Niners, which, from what I heard, Shanahan didn't want him. He was trying, didn't want him. 2 times that he didn't want him. Don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I love and hate it.
I think Kyle Shanahan's a good coach, so...
I think so too, but at the same time, it's Tom fucking Brady. I think you take him.
Yeah.
Just, even if it's for a year. Because then, I mean, think about it. You got this quarterback, Trey Lance. He, learned everything he could under Jimmy Garoppolo. Now you come in and you bring in fucking
The guy that
Tom Brady,
that
the
taught
guy that
Jimmy
taught Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And, granted, it's not the same kind of player. Like, you're not going to be able to do the same things with a Tom Brady that you can with a Trey Lance. But the mentality and the mindset and the, the knowledge of the game, that's invaluable. So, I don't know. Both love it and hate it, but we'll see. So, I mean, that kind of wraps up the NFL moves. I mean, there's a couple more.
Yeah, there's some more, but
not anything really worth mentioning.
I'm sure we'll probably cover them because a lot more will probably happen in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Well, free agency opens up, so
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, man. Well, before I continue, so today, if you haven't seen Twitter, is blowing up with the Restore the Snyderverse hashtag. And I know that, some people are like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think that it is significant that it is the 1-year anniversary since they announced the release that Zack Snyder's version of Justice League was going to happen. Why it's significant is because you have a studio that fucked up a movie. So if you saw the 2017 version of Justice League, it was trash.
Yeah.
Just fucking trash. If you haven't watched the Snyder Cut, it is a long movie. I'll give you that. It's 4 hours, but it's worth every
I
fucking
forgot
minute.
about that.
Like, I mean, I think the power in fans of movies and directors' visions and staying a little more true to certain characters, I think it's phenomenal. So I really hope that with a merger that's happening between Discovery and Warner Brothers, that they reinstate Zack Snyder's vision for what DC Comics movies were supposed to be. Because, I mean, if you know anything about what's gone on, Marvel essentially ripped off all the ideas when Josh Whedon, that directed some Marvel movies, came over, and all of a sudden they had all these ideas that DC was going to do. So hopefully we'll see more Superman, more Batman, more Darkseid.
It's crazy because, I mean, the Marvel Universe is just so big right now with all the new movies coming out. And, there's plenty of DC movies. There's that new Batman, but that doesn't really fall into the Justice League type because it's a whole different character.
Different. That's the thing. It's a whole different universe of, Batman.
But, nobody talks about DC as much as, people
That's
talk
because
about
they
the
tried to
Spider-Man
do-
movies. And
When Zack Snyder's daughter unfortunately died, he left the movie and they brought in Joss Whedon, which directed some of the Avengers movies, and they tried to make it a Marvel movie.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but when people say, there's Jan number one, when some people say, well, Marvel movies are better because they're funny, it's Marvel movies aren't bad. But at the same time, I don't necessarily need my DC movies to be funny.
Yeah.
I don't need a bunch of, for example, the Snyder Cut, they still had it funny. The Flash brought the comical sense, but every character didn't need to make a joke.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So I'm wearing my Superman shirt, as always, my Superman necklace. I'm kind of a Superman geek, but I love it. I dig it. So we'll see what happens. But hashtag Restore the Snyderverse. Say it here too. Fuck it. I want Justice League 2 and 3. And the whole fucking...
Are they doing that? Do you have any idea?
Not yet. I hope so. They delayed Black Adam. They delayed the Flash movie.
Did they?
Delayed
I thought Black Adam's supposed to be out
Aquaman.
already.
Nope. They're delaying it till June of 23.
Oh, shit.
But, so, side note, with that, rumor is that they're bringing in Henry Cavill to set up a Black Adam versus Superman movie, which would be phenomenal.
That'd be cool.
So,
The Rock versus Henry Cavill.
yeah, dude. Well, it's funny because they had talked about it a while back. There was a video of them hanging out and drinking, Terramana, the Rock's tequila, and they were talking about Superman versus, Black Adam. I would totally fucking dig that.
That'd be cool.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But, and if you're not a comic book movie nerd, that's okay, guys. Still gotta love, everybody has a favorite superhero. And Mine just happens to be Superman. Angel's isn't real because he's not a superhero.
It's Batman, man.
But he's not a superhero.
Well,
Not to say he's not a badass.
Okay, well, he could have killed Batman or Superman, and he didn't, so.
But you have to understand this. This is the whole premise. If Superman just fucking punches Batman, his face implodes.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure he took that into consideration. That's why he had so much like time to figure it out. Like, Batman is 100% smarter than Superman. I'll say that. No hesitation.
Yes and no. I don't know. Batman is a lot of things. He's a badass, but he's not a superhero. A.
No. But he got the Justice League together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's still a badass,
Yeah.
but he's not a superhero. And anybody can argue that. I will straight up tell you, he's not a superhero. He's a rich guy with a lot of money. And
I think he's
cool,
a superhero with no powers.
Cool tools. Well, then I'm a fucking superhero.
Yeah, but you're not saving cities.
I could. Hey, don't underestimate what I can do. But anyways, with that being said, all right, let's go into.
You know what? Actually,
What?
I wanted to hear your opinion on something.
What's that?
I heard this hot take about The Rock, and like it makes sense. Like from an outside perspective, like when you don't really follow him or anything, and like obviously like you follow him a lot more than I do, but like, what's your opinion on The Rock being a sellout?
Sell out and what?
Because
manner?
he's doing, like what was the argument about him doing like, he's always doing random shit. He's in like every movie that this big large man is in. He's like in all these movies. He's in commercials. He made an energy drink, which is pretty good. What else? I don't remember exactly what like everybody was saying about it, but they're just saying The Rock is a sellout.
Well,
And I could see it because like, with all the points that were made was like, with all the shit he's doing and like how he holds himself. I don't know.
do you know what that sounds like to me?
Huh.
Jealousy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because if you define sellout, like for example, so when I think of the word sellout in like any type of like entertainment industry, one of the first things that comes to mind is like music, right? So a band that starts out in your buddy's garage and, starts making their own label. Like back, when I was a teenager, you used to be able to like burn CDs, right?
Yeah.
You're making your own CDs, or like even before then, you'd make your own music you'd record it on cassettes.
It's old,
And then all of a sudden a record label comes along and they offer you a shit ton of money for the rights to your music and to make more and to put you under contract for 3 albums. And then all of a sudden people that followed you would call you a sellout because you went mainstream. Well, here's the thing. I mean, unless you never wanted to become mainstream and you never wanted, hundreds of thousands to millions of people to hear your music, then yeah, you'd be a sellout. But like, a lot of that has to do with jealousy. So like, when people talk about The Rock doing this, that, and everything, I think that a lot of it is like, well, let's talk about it this way first. A lot of people won't do this, that, or the other, first of all. They'll do one thing.
Yeah.
Most people have one job, one source of income, and they don't really do much else.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard. Like, for example, I could just stick to real estate and the gym, and those would be my things, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I have real estate, the gym, like, I painted a Superman statue, like, I'm trying to figure out how to start other side businesses and things like that, but like, are people going to call me a sellout if I'm doing this, that, and the other? Probably. If they don't like that I'm doing better than them,
Yeah.
or I'm more successful than them, absolutely. But that all goes into word of the week, mindset. So, and why, like, I mean, in terms of how I think mindset and that correlates is because when your mindset is stuck on, like, look, yeah, he's going to make an energy drink. Why not? You look at analytics.
Right?
Why wouldn't you start an energy drink? If you're The Rock and you have that much clout, why not do it?
Yeah.
And not... So, I'll drink it. I don't give a fuck. I like it.
It's good.
It's good. It works.
Yeah. And like people are saying one of the arguments was like, oh, there's like so much artificial sweeteners in it, and like I'm like, dude, go look at your Monsters. Like, it's the same as all the other energy drinks.
Yeah.
It just has natural flavoring in it.
Well, it's because there's no face to Monster Energy drinks. There's no face to Bang Energy
Yeah.
drinks. Yeah, they have, people they sponsor and athletes they sponsor and all.
I don't know if Bang sponsors athletes. I think Rain does.
I think Bang sponsors athletes as well. I don't know, but I mean, you have to think of it this way. I mean, in the end, The Rock is the face of Zoa. And certain people aren't going to like that. It's like people that say, oh, well, The Rock's not natty. He's not natural.
Obviously.
Well, if I have to play a fucking superhero and I'm getting paid millions of dollars and I have to be in, like, absolutely, like airbrushed type shape, yeah, I'm probably going to do steroids too. Like, if you're paying me $4 million to do a movie and I have to look like I've been airbrushed all day,
Yeah.
like, okay.
I don't think he's doing it like crazy.
No.
Because he's always been a big guy and muscular. But, like, just with how cut he is, for sure doing something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly what, but
That's the thing is I can't fault him for it.
No.
Like, not to say that I would do it. Like, I'm not going to go out and do steroids just because I go to the gym.
yeah.
Like, I don't see the point in that. Like, I'll get as strong as, as strong and lean as I can and achieve what I can naturally. But if somebody comes along and says, hey, we want you to play Superman in a movie, I'm going to talk to your mom and I'm going to be like, well, babe, they're offering me $3 million to play Superman. And I'm going to have to take steroids for like a year so that way I can look like Superman, okay? Like, it's going to be what it is. Like, hey, have me play Superman? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, like, pay me a shit ton of money? Fuck yeah. Dude, sign me the fuck up. But
And you get to get in a good shape. And
yeah, exactly. And then I get to take all these pictures in, like, Superman suit. Like, so if Henry Cavill doesn't come back as Superman, I mean, I might have to do some stuff about the patchy beard, but I can play Superman with the beard, come back, a black suit, Superman with the beard. But every man can dream. Every man can dream. All right, let's talk about word of the week mindset. All right, so define mindset. Like, when you think of that, what comes to mind?
Probably how you think. Obviously, I mean, like, that's like what mindset is, but not just like, oh, I'm thinking of what I'm going to eat later. Like, not like that, but like how you hold yourself, what you think of others. I bet those are all mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you think about the future. Like, if you're like, whatever, I'll just let the future come to me, or like, I'll take control now so that the future is better. Those are different mindsets.
Yeah,
Like, there's good and bad mindsets.
agreed.
And like, people have both. Like, people that say like their mindset's always positive. Like, obviously, like, everybody should have mainly positive mindsets. But when you, like, especially in today's world, like, it's hard to do that. Like,
See, but that.
no, I'm not saying like it's not possible. I'm just saying, like, with all the negativity around everybody, like what's the positive mindset right now about like everything going on, like Ukraine, like, from my point of view?
No, I mean,
nothing.
there's things I agree. There's things that you like. You're not going to be able to find a positive out
Yeah.
of that situation. You know what I mean? But like, for example, it's one of those things where, like, I think of it this way. So let's just speak on the whole, like, being positive all the time. So there's a term that I fucking absolutely hate. It's called toxic positivity. I swear they just put toxic in front of fucking anything and decide that it's not good. Like, this is bad. This is very bad. Somebody can't be smiling all day. It's like, what was that movie? Excessive Happiness. Happy Gilmore. So I don't know if you remember that movie. I think you watched it when you were younger.
Is that the golf movie?
No, you're thinking of not Billy Madison. You're thinking of Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
It's a Robin Williams.
It's not
movie.
called Happy Gilmore?
Did I say Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Fuck, what was the name of the movie now? I don't know, but it was a Robin Williams movie, and they said he showed excessive happiness, and it's because there's a bunch of people that are grumpy old doctors that decide that you can't be happy and positive all the time. There has to be moments of like, despair and like. Problem with that is, man, like, if I speak on what I think of toxic positivity, I think it's bullshit. Like, I wake up every fucking day. I have friends that did not. I have friends that no longer, like, I've said before, they're not here. They didn't make it here. They didn't make it to 37. They're not going to make it to 38. They didn't have kids.
Yeah.
They didn't get to experience half the shit that I've gotten to experience. I woke up. I have 2 legs to walk on, 2 arms. I have a fucking brain. I have, I have my eyesight. I have my hearing. What is there not to be positive about? Like, I don't get, like, for example, I can have a shitty night's sleep and I still try to wake up in a good mood. Because no matter what, whether I'm aching, whether I'm hurting, whether I slept 2 hours, I'm alive.
Yeah. I think that, I think that having moments of like despair and like sadness and anger are similar to like experiencing like failures, because it helps you grow like emotionally and mentally. Like, it's okay to be angry, and like, obviously you shouldn't hold grudges or take it out on anything, but like, being angry is like a normal thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not bad to have those other feelings, but like toxic, like happiness, is that what you said?
Toxic positivity.
Positivity. Like, that is bullshit, because like, you should be positive about everything, or try to at least, you know what I mean? Like, do your best.
And that's what the whole premise behind it is that it's fake. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be fake.
No, yeah.
If I remain positive in a situation where everybody else is like, we're doomed, like, who's more likely to figure out a solution?
Yep.
The people who have already conceded, like.
And then those are the people that people look up to.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's why I'm not going to say that leaders have like stronger mindsets, but leaders tend to have a more positive way of thinking. They think more about others, because like, they have to be able to, they have to think of others before themselves to be a good leader. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the thing is, like, there's people that count on you every single day, and I mean, regardless of whether you're by yourself, whether you have kids or not, there are people that count on you, whether it's your coworkers, whether it's your parents, whether it's your children, whether it's your friends, if you own a business, you have employees that, count on you every day. And I mean, you can buy into the whole idea that like, you can't do something. You can also fucking, say, there's no way I can succeed because, I mean, everything's stacked against me, or this and that. And you can buy into the negative. Like, it's always there. Like, there's negative situations, there's negative shit that happens. But I mean, what you're doing, if you buy into all that shit, is you're admitting that you can't. You just can't, because you're not willing to, and then what happens to those people that count on you? You're showing them that giving up is the ultimate, like, that's the job, that's the gig. It's a problem because of the fact that if you don't understand that, and this is the funny thing, I think about this, because oftentimes when you think about who counts on you, you don't think of more people outside of your family or like your significant other. But like, if you show every one of those people every day that you give up, what are they going to assume that they do? What's going to be their first response? And it's as simple as either you can or you can't, or you will or you won't. Like, and if you fucking try, that's the like. So there's a term that I heard from a movie a long time ago. The juice worth the squeeze? If you're fucking squeezing and no juice comes out, you gave it everything you had, still worth the squeeze. Because if you never even attempted to, you got nothing anyways.
Yeah.
But you gave it everything, you got it.
I like what you said about the like other people counting on you. When I came back home from living up in Minnesota and all that stuff, like it kind of hit me like, not like, I'm not trying to sound like an egotistic asshole or anything, but like kind of like the effect or like impact I had on like people in my community here, like younger kids, like kids my grade, like guys I never talked to in high school or messaging me, like asking me for advice or like little things like that. I've ran into some kids that they're like, "Are you Angel Adesmo?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Who are you, man?" And they're like, "Oh, I was a freshman and you were a senior. How you doing?" And I'm just like, "What the heck?" Like, I wasn't like this in high school, you know. Like I was on the football team, like whatever. But I didn't think I had like a huge impact on anybody. But like looking back, like maybe because I was like always positive at school, I talked to the weirdos and like made it a point to become friends with, or not friends with everybody, but like be cool with everybody, you know, like because some of the weirdest kids at school were some of the coolest kids I ever met, you know, like so like that leaves an impression on people, you know, like if the fucking football captain's talking to all the band kids, like usually they don't get along. I don't know.
No, yeah, and you're dead on, because that's the thing, is that we don't realize sometimes how much impact we can have on other people without ever knowing it. So, somebody can be watching you from afar and think, like, for example, you had a great high school football career. You were, you were a very friendly guy. You weren't a dickhead. You weren't the typical jock like everybody defines it as. And I'm sure that there were guys and girls who all, looked at you a certain way, like whether it's, like, I want to be a lot like him, or like, I really like that he's cool with everybody and respectful to people. Like, you don't know the impact you have on people. So
yeah, it's weird because like I didn't like when I started meeting people like that more and more, like not like it's happened a whole lot, like maybe a handful of guys and like a couple young girls, but like it kind of changed my idea of like how I carry myself, because like for a while I was just kind of feeling shitty about myself, so I kind of fell into that and just like whatever, I'll just go along with whatever comes at me. But like after like hearing people like wanting my help, and I'm just like, what, dude? Like I need help, man. Like you want my help? So I kind of just started like trying to change how I act, and like obviously like sometimes it's cool to like suffer in darkness, but like, and like I still talk to people about it, but I try to hold myself like as if everybody's watching, you know what I mean?
Well, that kind of goes back to like the expectations of being a man. Right?
Yeah.
Like, but and here's the thing. It alters your mindset when you know that people look at you with respect or look up to you in any way, especially when you didn't know that, And I think that, a big part of it is like you said, how it changed how you carried yourself. Like, there's, like, and I'm sure any grown-ass man that's listening to this can attest to this, but there is shit that we suffer with in silence that nobody knows about, because that's what it is.
Yeah. And I'm the oldest of 5, so like that's like I already have to like I've been getting looked up upon since I was like 3 or 4, you know what I mean? Like that's always been a part of my life, so it wasn't like anything crazy, but like just like when I was younger, like with just how our family dynamic was, like because we would go to my dad's house and then come back, and Isaiah would come over and come back, like it was always so like it was just always changing. It was never the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was always shifting, and and that's one of the things that it's interesting, because you got put in the place of responsibility, not because like you absolutely had to be, but you were a good role model to your brothers. Like, I can tell you that straight out. You were a good role model to your brothers. Not to say you were a perfect angel, but ironically, perfect angel. But nobody is.
Yeah.
And, for the most part, you kept your nose clean and stayed out of, as much trouble as you could. You never got in any major trouble when you were a kid, when you were in high school, like nothing that you ever got suspended for or like brought home by the cops, like, and that's...
I still haven't gotten in trouble.
Good.
Putting that for that out there.
Good, or else you'd be grounded. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey,
Hey, you
Like,
do
come
still
to
pay
your-
for my phone bill, so.
I'm going to come to your apartment and shut off your TV. Shit, I don't know. But no, I mean, it's one of those things where, now as an adult, like, I don't know. I mean, how do you feel like, because now you're not, I mean, you're still an example to your brothers, but like at the same time, you're not here living in the house and like
Yeah.
going through the motions. I mean, what does that do in terms of like mindset for you, knowing that, and I think this is going to be like, kind of fall into like the whole father-son experience thing. But I mean, like, how does that fit with you now compared to like back when you were younger and like, you knew every day that you kind of carried that burden of being big brother and like the responsibility that falls with that.
It's like, because I don't really have to worry about my sister much. Like, she does look up to me, but like, since I haven't been home for like really since I left for school, I was 18. She was 5?
I believe so, yeah.
So like, she's been looking up to Adrian, Aiden, and obviously like you and Mom. So like I don't really, I feel like I don't have to worry about that as much. But like my brothers are older now. Like Aiden's gonna be 18 or 17 soon. Wait, yeah, right? He's 16 already. I don't know why I keep forgetting his birthday, because he's like my height, and I'm like, oh, this kid's an adult now. So like, it's hard because like I know like what they're doing and like what they're thinking, what they're going through. Like obviously like not to the to detail, but like I was their age very like not that long ago, and like we didn't go through any of the same things really. Like we all have way different lifestyles. Like I'm the only one that played football all the way through high school. Our friends are also different. Like our interests are also different, but like we're all like still like so close. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That like whenever they hit me up, I still like try to help them out. But like when they talk about something cool, I'm like, that's a stupid idea. But I would do the same thing, so I don't like bash on them. You know what I mean? Like I get it.
When it comes to knowledge and experience.
Yeah. Like Aiden got a job and he got his license, or he's getting his license soon, something like that. He's talking about this sports car he wants to buy on Craigslist, and I'm like, dude, you're not gonna have a car payment, but you're gonna have a $300 insurance.
Oh yeah. Well, the insurance and then the gas.
Yeah.
Plus, if you buy a sports car, it's premium fuel.
And I was like, dude, like, it's really cool, but you should wait until you can afford that. Mm. And I was like, and plus, if you guys are moving soon, like, you really don't want to drive that up the coast, bro. Like, that's old.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like me and Adrian didn't talk for a while because he like moved out. I moved out. Like, I don't know what he was doing. I was doing my own thing. Aiden doesn't ever text me. But he's on his own world, man.
Aiden spends a lot of time talking to his friends. But how does that, like, I mean, now when you come over, like, how does that, I guess, what's the question? How do you carry that burden of being big brother now?
I don't know. It's like, because I mean, I've watched them grow up, like same as you. So like, it's weird, man, because like I did what I could. So like now it's like up to them. And, like I don't really feel like I have anything to do anymore, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, it's weird. Like I don't feel like I have a burden anymore of like being a role model. I mean, obviously I still do.
You still are, very much so.
I just feel like I just feel like they don't like look up to me like they used to when they were little.
I think that is a bad assessment. I think they always will. They just won't be as verbal about it. And I think, as we get to be older, you're not going to be like as buddy with your big brother or your dad, because now all of a sudden you're your own person, your own man, your own woman.
And I don't think that we're going to live close together. So, like, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I was getting, like, kind of upset because, like, I'm going to be kind of away from my family. Like, you guys are going to move on, like, up to Oregon. I don't know where I'm going to end up, if I'm going to do travel nursing or not. Like, but we'll either settle down in Missouri or here, or I don't know yet. So, like, and whatever my brothers do, because I know Adrian was talking about wanting to move to California. Aiden, I don't know where he would end up, but if he doesn't go with you guys, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, 18, he's going to have to figure it out.
I think he'll have it figured out. I think Aiden thinks a lot more about the future than he likes to talk about.
Probably. Well, because nobody wants to, talk about something where they might not feel like, for example, if he's not sure about, like if he's into something and he's like, well, mom might not like it, dad might not like it, my brother might think it's stupid. Like, you get worried about talking about it, but I don't know. We'll see.
I used to think like that all the time. Now I don't really care. I'm just like, Dad, I'm doing this. You're like, that's fucking stupid. I'm like, well, I'm still doing it.
Hey, I'll tell you, like I said, I tell you guys all the truth, and and do what you will with what I give you, and that's all I can do. It's where you gotta realize as a dad, like, it's out of your hands. Like, I can tell you guys whatever, and you're gonna do what you do, and that's about it.
Take it how you want.
We'll see what happens. It's always a interesting journey being a older brother, because I was an older brother as well. I still am an older brother.
Yeah.
But there's some things that I realized now at my age about the dynamic between my brother and I that I don't think I saw back then. And some of it's, I don't want to say, some of it I've had realized, like, I've realized that it should have hit me like a truck back then, and it didn't hit me until probably about a few months ago. And, like, I won't get into all that, but, like, it's funny how you realize at some point, you're supposed to go off and start your own life, or you have to go off and start your own life in my case, and then all of a sudden you kind of forget that you were a big brother and there was people behind you that were looking up to you. So
yeah, I feel that.
It's crazy though, because like
when I left for college, and since I've been back, like, I mean, not since I've been back, but like for the short while, like after I moved out, like I didn't forget about anything, but it just felt like I didn't have to like worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Well, I'll see what you guys all do. That'll be the fun part. That's the experiment, right?
Yep.
What happens? So, okay. So we kind of went off on a tangent there. Definitely went off a tangent.
Yeah.
But that's okay. All right, real quick, let's jump back on mindset. What is your mindset currently? Where's your mindset currently?
Shit, man. It's like it bounces between like this, like wanting to be this like fucking animal that like wants to fucking wake up, go to the gym before I work at 5 a.m. and then work, go home, fucking bust out hours of studying, like do all this crazy extra shit that like, I mean, I could do, but like, then there's part of me that's like, oh, sleep till like 10 minutes before I have to go to work. And I'm just like, it's like a mix, man. Like, I mean, like I still get everything done if I sleep, like if I don't go to the gym before work, because I mean, it's fucking early. So, but like, I mix between like having to have my life figured out and knowing that I don't need to have it all figured out right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I don't want to, like, call anyone out, but, like, my girlfriend really wants to, like, get married.
Oh, we're going to go into this. Okay.
And I'm totally down, but, like, not right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if she's going to listen this far, but I guess we'll see.
We'll find out for sure. You're probably going to be listening to something on her headphones, and you're just going to get some shit thrown at you. What the fuck?
Yeah, but, like, I'm not scared about it. Like, I'm sure I'll, like, be prepared for it. Like, I am probably prepared for it, but I feel like I can't because I'm still figuring out who the hell I am and, like, what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to go into something that is even way more commitment than I have now when I don't even know what I'm doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on half the time. Like, I start coaching next month, and I'm like, fucking what? Like, already?
Like, something else to add to my
dude.
itinerary. Well, you know, I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, so marriage. First of all, obviously, like, I'm married. You know that. But
Oh, yeah, you married my mom.
yeah, I did. And I'm very happy about it. But I mean, like, in terms of, like, when your mom and I could have gotten married, you know, 6 months after we met, a year after we met. But, like, there was no rush. Like, in fact, so let's put it this way. Both your mom and I, when we first met, didn't want to get married. Like, neither one of us wanted to get married. Because when it boils down to it, marriage is a fucking piece of paper that's approved by a court. And, you know, like in other people's cases, like, approved through the, you know, the church. But, like, it's not, like, two people deciding to form a life together. Like, the piece of paper, it's for show.
Yeah.
The wedding is for show. It's to have fun. It's to share it with your friends and family. There's nothing wrong with that. Mom and I had a great wedding, great reception, had a lot of fun. But, like, at the same time, like, if I think about it now, like, you know, we got away with doing our wedding for a quarter of what most people pay for a wedding, and we still had a blast. But at the same time, when we decided to, it's because we felt like it was time, we were ready.
Yeah.
You know, we both decided we wanted to make that commitment to each other. And, you know, I mean, it's not necessary to just jump into getting married because,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing.
I think people can do it. Like, I have nothing against it, but, like me personally, it's just because I'm not ready, like, for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I can't be a husband right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
with everything that's on
it's
my
hard
plate.
because a lot of guys and girls your age, like,
They
a lot
are,
of
and-
a lot of the players that you used to play with, like, I'll see they're married and they're expecting their baby, and it's like, whoa, you guys are 22. Calm the fuck. Like, go out, travel. Like, instead of spending all sorts of shit ton of money on a wedding, like, go out and travel. Hey, here's a golden idea. Move in together. Understand if you guys even like each other.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. What if everything that they do annoys the shit out of you? And not to say that, you know, what she's going to do will, but what if that's the case?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I don't think I can be married to this person. Or, like, you live together and you love the way that they, I don't know, the way that they eat or the way that they wake up in the morning and smile at you. Like, maybe you guys will discover, yeah, I really do want to get married.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like, I don't know. But
I don't know if I convinced her, but I think we might move in together. Maybe. We'll see. She was kind of wanting to wait until we got married, but
well, you got to test drive the car before you buy it. I mean, and just in the sense of, like, living together is a big deal.
yeah. No,
'Cause,
yeah.
I mean, even roommates, like,
Yeah, I was about to say, like, living with my best friend is a big deal. Like,
yeah, like, there's things that you guys are gonna fucking butt heads on, like, all sorts of shit. And, like, when you do that and you mix a relationship on top of it, like, it can either go really well or really bad, you know? So, but I mean, I get that, like, and being not entirely sure of, you know, who you are or where you're going or what your destination is, like, it's not it's not the worst thing in the world, but I mean, you have a path, and that's I think the one thing that a lot of guys younger than you are missing is like a path, like even just a stable direction.
I was gonna say you don't really need a path, but like it's okay to not have your life figured out. Like I've realized that, but like you've got to have like ideas going and like
You just have to have the first step,
yeah.
because the first step can lead to the second, the third, and then all of a sudden you're veering to the left.
Yeah, the
Doesn't
first step's
matter.
not necessarily the first step towards your thing. It's just the first step forward, like
Very well
about
said.
anything.
Very well said.
Yeah.
I agree. That's good.
Yeah. You have anything else about mindset you want to say? You kind of asked me. I don't remember the exact question, but
I asked you what's your mindset currently.
yeah. What about you?
What about me? So right now I am very honest on a very purpose-driven mindset. I want to build my business and build any business associated with it. I want to create a better life. I want to be able to create. I want to be able to create a situation where I can live this amazing life with mom, you guys, sister. Like, I want to be that grandfather that eventually, says, "Hey, the whole family's going to Disneyland," and I don't know, maybe, you and Em are having a tight month because, you guys had everything go wrong with your house, and the water heater failed, and the air conditioning went out.
Yeah.
And you guys are like, we just can't afford it. And okay, cool. You guys are still coming. I'm paying for the tickets and the flights and all of that and the hotel. Like, we're going. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah.
I want to set that up. Like, that's right now I'm very purpose driven on, so like you said, we'll be moving, Oregon. And I need to make sure that everything's in place for that. I want to maintain my business here and, restart a business up there.
Yeah.
Same thing, real estate. But, that's right now it's very purpose driven and not money driven. Like, obviously I have to make,
Yeah.
substantial amount of money, but I think if you have more purpose, then more motivation behind something, that money comes and goes. But I'm very purpose driven, so that's my mindset right now.
The money will come.
Yeah,
That's your
money
mindset.
will come. Everything is in abundance. You just have to find the right stream.
Yep.
So, I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of ingesting like different ways to go about things, different business ideas, different ways to grow my business. And I think that this next month here is fully time for execution. So I'm going to be very systematic about what I do. Have a system for everything. Have everything on my fucking calendar. And I never thought I'd be that way, but I think it's time, because I know that that's the way that I'm going to accomplish what I want to accomplish. So that's my fucking mindset.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like that. I need to do that. I need to get a Yam calendar.
Well, Google Calendar is free. And it's amazing. Let's jump into Q&A, because I think your Angel's Angle kind of ties in to one of our questions.
Yeah.
What training should I be doing to lose weight, from Jenna? Now, we'll correlate this into Angel's Angle.
Okay, so
Cue the squat video.
you can lose weight from any training. And I mean, if you just train, say you're overweight and you've never done anything before, and you start like exercising in any way, you will probably lose weight. You will lose weight if you're consistent enough. But like the best way to lose weight, even without exercising, is eating. You just got to eat less calories than you burn. So,
No, that's not necessarily going to get you the body you want. But you'll definitely lose weight.
Yeah, like that's the best way to lose weight. And like when you tie that into exercising, like obviously, like I think you'll burn more calories the higher your heart rate gets. I think. I just read about this a couple weeks ago. But like I was like, this is important. I should remember this. And then I like thought too much about it, so it's all fucking swirling around my brain right now.
It's floating by birdie.
So, but like different types of exercises, like, I mean, there's hundreds of ways to train. There's combat sports like Muay Thai, karate, jiu-jitsu, which is like great. There's all these aerobic exercises, plyometric exercises. They all get your heart rate going. They all work like your fast twitch muscles and your fast twitch or your, I don't remember the name of them. God. I was trying to be all scientific because I just learned about this, but whatever. And then there's like stuff that I do and you do. It's like it's more geared towards like powerlifting training, bodybuilding style. Like obviously, like the difference. What I used to say is the difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting is, well, bodybuilding probably like they do more volume more often, but they just do cardio. Like powerlifters, they go in and lift heavy weight and take more rest time because they're lifting 3 to 5 reps, like for everything, just trying to get stronger. Bodybuilders are trying to achieve their dream body, but bodybuilders cannot do that without dieting, which is like the number one way to lose weight.
See, I think I'm a hybrid. I think I'm a hybrid between
You do power building?
and power building, yeah, because I do like 12 to 15 reps with like heavy ass weight, and then I take my rest between sets, but I don't do cardio. So I think I'm a power builder.
I do like my compound lifts, like bench, squat, deadlift. I don't really clean anymore, but I just started to, so it's not very good, but I do those pretty heavy. Like I'll do bench twice a week or I guess I do dumbbell bench once a week and flat or barbell bench once a week. So technically twice, and then I squat twice a week. One of those is like a volume day. One of those is a strength day. So I'll do like a 4x10, 3x12. Sometimes I'll do like a 4x8 is even like a volume for me, because then my other, like my strength days, I'll do a few warm-up sets and I'll get up to a good weight that I feel comfortable doing 3 to 5 reps. And then I'll do 2 working sets and that's it, of just heavy ass weight, 3 reps. And if I'm feeling good, I'll go for another one and then another one. That just kind of depends on how my body's feeling that day.
So for somebody, and obviously like depending on what, the question didn't specify on like goals, but like, I mean, if we're talking losing weight, so calorie deficit, and
Yeah.
I mean really, so they could do weightlifting, they could do cardio only, they could do CrossFit, they could do HIIT workouts.
Yeah, so like HIIT workouts are like, I mean, I hate them, but I love them because that's what I pretty much do for cardio, is because they just get your heart rate going, and it doesn't really let you stop. I sweat so much when I do it, it just feels good. But I guess depending like what your goals are, like if you're trying to reach like a dream body type, definitely like going for, you have to diet. Like any exercise you do, if you're trying to achieve a different physique, like you can't without dieting. Not really like dieting, but like eating less, eating better, eating healthier.
Ensuring your diet's proper.
Yeah, like a sustainable diet. Because like eating chicken and rice and veggies is not really sustainable, because it just tastes like shit after 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like finding foods that you enjoy, that are still healthy, that are low in calories, like that's the best way to make a diet sustainable. That's why like I can make so many different meals now, and I'm just like, wow, like I don't have to really worry about dinner anymore because I know exactly what I'm making and how many calories are in it. And like sometimes like you can adjust things too. Like say you need to eat more calories because you have like a big run coming up, or you're going for a really intense workout later and you want to get a little extra calories in. Like you can add things like Like dieting is very flexible, but you have to be strict with it because you can't. I mean, you can probably eat a bunch of Hostess Debbie cakes, but only eat a certain amount of calories of them.
I think you can only eat like 4 and then you
Right, yeah,
calories
like
for the day.
Like you could do that and lose weight, but you'll feel like shit. You won't have any energy. Like you're not getting
Plus your micronutrients will be off.
yeah.
And all that, so.
It's bad. Like yeah. So like, I guess the best training that I've found is doing. But like this is for me. Like when I was trying to get stronger, I was doing like a powerlifting type, but I was also training for like football. So like trying to be quick and explosive. But what I'm doing now is I'm doing more of I'm doing cardio before and after my workout. So I'm keeping my heart rate. I'm trying to keep my heart rate consistent through my entire workout. And then I'm still watching what I eat. Like even though we're not doing 75 hard, like I'm being less strict and like trying to enjoy some things, but I'm also not taking advantage of the fact that I'm not doing it anymore. You know what I mean? I still keep that in mind that I'm like, I shouldn't eat this. You know, like I've had enough sugar for today.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a little more strict on mine because I kind of like went way out on the limb for like a week, and I'm like,
yeah. I kind of did too, because I mean, the crumble cookie opened up here, and I had to have it.
See, but some of that stuff, I'm like, that's too sweet. But I'm also the guy that'll take, like, if you offer me dessert or another piece of steak, I'm going to take the other pice of steak.
Yeah, see, I have a huge sweet tooth. So.
All right, so let's jump to the next question. How long should I work out for? That's from Jason. Now, okay, preface. Jason didn't like tell us again, of course, like what the goals were, right? So depending on your goals is going to depend on, that's going to determine different factors. But I can tell you, from knowing him,
I think recommended for like
he's
anybody?
going for like aesthetics.
I mean, you can do whatever. Like,
but how long?
Sometimes my workouts are 30 minutes. Some of them are an hour and a half. It just kind of depends, like, what kind of training you're doing.
What would you suggest? What would you suggest the ideal minimum would be?
30 minutes.
Okay.
That's the minimum. I think that's the minimum for regular people, like trying to get outside at least 30 minutes a day, or maybe it's like 60 minutes a week. No, that doesn't seem right, does it?
No.
I don't know. Like 6 hours a week? I don't know. But like, no, that's a lot. I don't remember the exact recommended number. I think 30 minutes a day is pretty good for everybody, because it'll just lower a lot of like future health risks if you start doing at least 30 minutes a day, no matter what age you are.
Good.
But I mean, if you're going for aesthetics, like I imagine that you have very complicated exercises to do. If you want to take proper rest time, I would probably say between 45 minutes to an hour. That's ideal to have like a good workout where like you're training properly, you're taking proper rest time to make sure that your last set doesn't negatively affect your next set, and then recovery. Because I mean, like at the end of your workout, you should still do some sort of active recovery. Not every time maybe, but it's important to do active recovery often so that you can keep training on the same intensity.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What's our next question?
Will real estate housing market crash or cool off in 2022?
Good question. So I actually get this one quite a bit. Who's the question from?
Chris?
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. So will the market crash? Honestly, here's the thing. So everybody that's looking to buy or even thinking about selling now asks this question. But in reality, look, a lot of people like to compare it to what happened back in 2008 when the housing market crashed. So big differences there are, predatory lending was a big thing in 2008. People that weren't qualified, shouldn't have been qualified for loans, were given loans that they couldn't afford. And that caused a huge bubble because a lot of people went under foreclosure. A lot of people defaulted on their loans. So it's really a different aspect now because of the fact that, like for example, the lender that I work with, Bianca, she she won't pre-qualify somebody unless they're actually able to get qualified. Because that's the whole thing that started the whole mess in 2008. So it's a big thing where right now supply does not meet demand. Housing inventory is super low. There's not enough homes on the market to meet with buyer demand, and that creates an inflation in price. So no, do I think it'll level off? Yes, with the Feds raising the interest rates like 2 days ago now. They raised them 0.25%. So yeah, I think it'll cool off a bit, level out more like it. Prices should remain where they're at. So crash, unlikely. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball, but it's very unlikely. So yeah, I hope that answers that.
Do we have any more?
Yeah, I think we have one more question.
Is a sales job a good option, from James?
Well, is a sales job a good? I'll tell you this much. Up until about almost 3 years ago, I worked an hourly job. I never made more than $37,000 a year. We talked about this another episode. No matter how hard you work at an hourly job, you don't get more money for it per hour because you worked harder that day. Sales, I have definitely, I've definitely made more money. I've enjoyed it more. There's stressful points. There's times where, deals are about to fall apart or have had deals fall apart. That, in terms of the stress factor, you're going to have stress just like in a non-sales job. I got good experiences doing sales myself. A player that I used to coach, Harry, he loves doing sales. He lives for the shit. He does solar, and he absolutely loves it. So, it's one of those things where, I think that sales, if you want to try something different and you want to put yourself out there and actually see what you can create, and that's the best thing about sales, I think, is that if you don't have like a capped, if you don't work for a company that has like a capped sales, quota or something, your finances are entirely in your hands. You work your ass off, you can make a shit ton of money. You barely work, you might make enough money to no money, and that's the deal. So, I think sales is a great job. I think maybe next episode we'll have Harry on, see if we can make some time, talk about sales, why he likes it, what his mindset is in sales. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What drives him. So
I just started my sales journey.
Yeah.
I've been selling memberships at the gym, trying to sell some training. I'm also trying to sell myself, before I'm certified, so that people want to reach out to me. So it's definitely tough at first because you don't know exactly what's going on. You have to figure out different approaches. Good thing I have Rafe that he's been doing this for a while. That he's these are the best ways that I've found that sell memberships. Try them out. Obviously, if some things may work for others, some things probably won't. But just
see, but I think that there's a difference too, right? Because if you think about this, people often look at salespeople snake oil salesman, right? But here's the thing: I'm helping people sell the biggest purchase they've ever made, or buy the biggest.
They don't look at you as
a
salesman, though. They look at you as a real estate agent.
Depends. It all depends, because when you have to market yourself, people look at you like a salesman, because you're trying to convince them why they should use you to do this for them. But at the same time, I'm helping people buy or sell a house, which usually is a positive for people. And either way, whether, say somebody's getting divorced and they need to sell their house because, the wife and them are splitting up, okay, it might not seem like a positive at the moment, but let's help get this taken care of. And that way you guys can both go on about your lives and everything's, squared away. or hey, we're going to buy our first house. Like, we're super excited. It's a great experience. And we're selling, you're as a real estate agent, you sell something that makes people typically happy. You know, you get to sell, yeah, come to our gym, come work out, you know, improve your body.
Yeah, I get to let them work out for free the first time and see if they like it. So, and most of the time, if somebody's coming in to be strong, they have an idea of like what they're looking for. You don't see very many like brand new people. Like, obviously there's plenty of them there, but like most of the time if they reach out, they're looking to transfer from wherever they're at. So it makes it a little easier, you know, like real estate. I mean, I'm sure that majority of the time people have no idea about the buying or selling process. So you have to walk them through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, sales is a good job.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely worth, if you have any questions about that a little bit deeper, shoot me a DM. All right, man. So where can they find you?
On Instagram at Angel Big Legs Desma. Should make it big on the screen right here. That'd be cool.
I'm going to make it really little.
Hit me up. He can sign you up at the gym, give you some workouts, give you some tips, ask some more questions, anything. Yeah.
Awesome.
About you?
Well, as always, you can find me on pretty much every social platform at Realtor520Raul. And that's Raul, R-A-U-L. It'll also be here, but bigger than his, because that's how we're going to do it this time. No, just kidding. But, guys, if you have any questions about the market, a little more in depth, if you want to know what your home's worth, please reach out. It's no obligation. It doesn't cost you anything to find out what your home's worth. And then you get an idea what you want to do. If you're looking for an investment, I do help investors both buy and sell. 1031 is always a good way to sell an investment property so you don't pay a shit ton of taxes. All right. Other than that, guys, it has been a great episode 7. 7.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's been 7 weeks. There's only 52 weeks in a year. Holy shit. All right. Awesome, guys. Well, great chatting with you.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great morning, noon, or night, whenever you're listening to this. And give us a 5-star review anywhere you listen. Follow and share it if you find it insightful.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see you next week.
Next week.
Of course.
All right, guys.
Peace out.